Hey guys, Hitman89 here, I hope you're doing great. Last week we had my review on the Callisto Protocol in 2024, check out the video if you're interested. And today, we're gonna be looking at the 12 best single-player games of 2024. The first half, games you can play right now. But before we have a look at the first game, I'm really excited to tell you guys that I partnered with Instant Gaming, the best place to get your favorite games at the best prices. For example, you can get Elden Ring and Shadow of the Erdtree for $66 instead of $80. Or if you already have the base game, you can get the DLC for just $33 instead of $40. And that's just one of the many games you can get a lot cheaper on Instant Gaming. They're 100% legit. All the games come straight from the authorized resellers, plus they have 24/7 support. So use the link in the description to directly support the channel and get more games for less money. Now let's have a look at the first game on my list. Banishers Ghosts of New Eden is a story-driven RPG where you play as a couple of Banishers who do rituals to summon ghosts, find out more about what happened to them, and then either banish them or help them ascend. The combat system is more than decent, the story is great, and the graphics are pretty impressive. Too bad the lip sync job sucks and the frame rate can be a little unstable. Anyway, there is a big dilemma at the heart of the story, and you'll be asked to make some hard decisions. You'll have to play the game yourself to find out more about that. In the meantime though, let me show you the second game, which is my favorite 2024 game so far, Dragon's Dogma 2. If you haven't played the first one, what makes Dragon's Dogma unique is that you're not on your own. You have pawns that will help you in your journey and fight alongside you. They can be pretty dumb though, and they say the same stuff over and over again. Good thing you can just grab them and throw them around whenever they piss you off. The character creator is really awesome. You can make whatever character you want. This is mine. Duh. So yeah, that's great, but the frame rate sucks dick. It didn't prevent me from enjoying Dragon's Dogma 2 though. I love the combat system and the way it lets you grab onto enemies. Next, we have an underrated game. I mean, Outcast A New Beginning is underrated, but it's not worth $70 either. So only get it on sale, cause this is an old school action-adventure game with a pretty interesting and diverse world. Exploration is really fun thanks to the jetpack. Speaking of which, you can upgrade it by doing a bunch of trials, just like there are plenty of shrines that you can visit and complete their challenges to increase your maximum health. This is a pretty good game overall, I just wish they optimized it properly and did a better lip sync job, cause right now, those two things are just bad. The fourth game on my list also has terrible lip sync, but it doesn't matter that much. Shadow of the Erdtree literally just came out, and it's not just a DLC. It feels like a brand new game, with 100 new weapons, tons of boss fights, and most importantly, a big ass area to explore. Visually speaking, Elden Ring might look like a PS3 game, but the art style is just awesome. Plus, an open world Dark Souls is what I've always dreamt of. To access the DLC, you have to beat both Radahn and Mog, make it to this place, and interact with the arm in the cocoon to be transported to the Land of Shadow. Moving on to the fifth game, the Thaumaturge is an isometric, story-driven RPG that has somewhat similar vibes to The Witcher, and at the moment of making this video, the game is only available on PC, but it's coming to PS5 and Series X soon. Anyway, the story intrigued me right away and the gameplay is interesting too, especially if you don't mind the turn-based combat system. You don't even have to fight that often. You have demons that you can use to control people, like the Skeleton Pimp, and some other ones you get to unlock as you play the game. I found the Thaumaturge unique and interesting enough, and I thought it deserved to be on this list. So let me know if you play it. But for now, we're gonna be moving on to the next game. Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition finally landed on PC earlier this year, and it's so beautiful it'll make you go into photo mode and zoom in on Aloy's hairy ass face. Seriously though, has she always been this hairy?
Since I was a little girl.
Okay, now let's talk about the actual game instead. Every biome, every area, whether you're in the sky, on the ground or underwater, is just breathtakingly beautiful. Gameplay wise, you'll still have to use the bow and arrow, but melee is also a viable option, which is great. Keep in mind, if you don't like the guns blazing approach, you can also sneak up on enemies, and that's also something you can do on the 7th game on my list. Ghost of Tsushima lets you challenge your enemies to a standoff, where you can slice them up one by one, or you could hide in the grass like a little bitch every time you see a bunch of enemies, and rely on stealth to take them out silently. Most enemies in this game are partially deaf and blind, designed, so it's not that hard. I like how you can use the wind to guide you instead of opening up the map every 2 seconds. In my opinion, that makes exploration much more enjoyable. The amazing art style helps a lot too. Moving on to the next game, Hades 2 doesn't feel like an early access game. It's already more stable and complete than a lot of full 2024 AAA games. The first Hades was already great, and this one manages to be even better, with more variety and deeper gameplay mechanics. Long story short, if you like the first game, you'll love this one. At number 9 we have something completely different, or maybe I should say crazy, like Ichiban and the mini-games you'll be playing here. This is a direct sequel to Yakuza Like a Dragon, so the fights are still turn-based, with some hilarious attacks based on each character's job. Also, if you're new to the Yakuza series, make sure you don't mind watching 20 minutes of cutscenes for every 5 minutes of gameplay. Personally, that usually bothers me a lot, but this game is so hilarious that I don't mind it. Now at number 10, we're gonna be looking at Stellar Blade. What made a lot of people fall in love with this game right away is its solid combat system. You just have to get used to parrying and dodging in time, or you won't enjoy the game. You can unlock a bunch of new techniques from this skill tree, or you could spend most of your time trying to get the camera stuck in a good angle so you can have a closer look at Eve's beautiful hair. The next game you should check out is available on both PC and PS5. V-Rising isn't your usual survival game. I mean, okay, you'll still be chopping down trees, but here you play as a vampire, so you can't stay longer than 3 seconds under the sun, and you regularly have to feed on people and animals. Once you've gathered enough resources, you can build your first castle, place all your crafting machines inside, and start upgrading your gear. Later on, you'll be able to ride horses, enslave people, defeat a bunch of special enemies and gain their powers, and even take different forms. V-Rising is grindy but fun, so if you're on PC or PS5 and you wanna try a unique survival game, get V-Rising. Last but not least, we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's got plenty of mini games, and I ended up enjoying some of those more than the actual game. All jokes aside though, Rebirth has plenty of open areas to explore, and it's really enjoyable. It looks and runs great too, plus it's full of thirsty people, from guys trying to suck you off to chicks showing you their tits. If you like the remake, definitely get this one. And that's gonna be it for the best single player games of 2024 so far. Hope you found something you like. Don't forget to support me by clicking the link in the description and getting yourself 1 or 2 games for cheap. I'd really appreciate that. It's been Hitman89. See you guys very soon.
Life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or will you play scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah you must beware. Got 'em like hey, hey, I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah you must